Hey, all right. So this might be more of a test than anything with Google. I think 2 weeks ago when we did this, um, it I couldn't get the stream to like connect with the YouTube event. So I guess this is a good test. Let me see. So basically, what we're gonna do for anyone that decides that they have any questions and they come to this stream, we're just gonna answer as many as we can. That's the goal, and right now I'm just kind of figuring out a couple more things, so bear with me. That's the goal. All right. Okay. Ooh, it looks like it's working. All right, let me just do a couple more things. So basically, if you do have any questions, feel free to just post them in chat. Shoot, I don't know where my chat is. Let's see. It's probably here. Oh, there we go. And then this is a little bit different hosting on. Okay. Yeah, this is a little bit different hosting on Google Hangouts. I've never done this. All right, let me see if I can grab the link for this stream to post. Yeah, this is a little bit. I think this should be a link. Yeah. Video wouldn't load for me in your channel, but it just took a while. So when you actually went to my channel, it actually connected you to the YouTube event? Or did you have to click any extra windows? Okay, so I got the chat, I got the video. Mic is working. I was having issues with that before. One thing I would like is to get the link to the actual event before, because I remember tossing out a link 2 weeks ago. I don't remember how I got that link. CEC, how's it going? So yeah, we usually do this on Twitch, but as I'm trying to create more videos for YouTube, we kind of wanted to create maybe like a 45-minute opportunity for any aspiring developers just to ask any questions they had, check in, feel free to touch base with their projects, stuff like that. So if you have any questions, feel free to let us know. Over the next 5 minutes, you're going to hear me kind of messing around with Google Hangouts. I'm used to using OBS. I actually like it a little bit more because with Hangouts, we can't really set up any overlays or anything like that. Yeah, sure, CEC. Feel free to ask away. Oh, interesting. Okay, so the chat on Hangouts doesn't work. I actually have to go to the channel page. That's so weird. Okay. So I guess you have like a separate chat window you have to open up for Google Hangouts, and then you can manage like the video and the mic and everything. I think that's how it works. It's a little bit different than Twitch. Oh, there's the link. Thank you. Oh, that's weird. How did you get the link and I couldn't even find it? Tell me about your DevOps experience, what to learn. Yeah, welcome, Chris. My DevOps experience, as far as like mine specifically, or what you need to know to become a developer. Because actually, when I was 18, this is a long time ago, I started my own web hosting company. And so I worked with a lot of PHP with any websites that I built. And honestly, I got a little bit more comfortable with the command line. But really most of my experience, I didn't have a lot of DevOps experience. All my sites were tossed on shared hosting. Then I eventually figured out how to set up a VPS and offer hosting on that, and then eventually a dedicated server. But I can honestly say that I struggled with that. And a lot of my technical concerns and server hardening and stuff like that, I know I would outsource that. So I paid a bit of money for that. You know Docker? Docker's a good thing to learn. Yeah, so we've been using, I guess, fast forward, we've been using Docker recently. Well, ever since I started working here. Docker's a good thing to learn. What I would honestly say is just look at the job apps in your town, or like all the job applications. What are they mentioning? Are they mentioning like they use AWS? Do they mention any sort of software they use? Like, do they mention their pipeline? Any of the automation? Anything like that for their DevOps? For us, we use Jenkins and for a lot of the builds, and then we use Docker to kind of set up the environments. It's kind of interesting because it was almost quicker for us to toss up this WordPress site and get it set up outside of Docker. So I'm actually using MAMP to run kind of like the local setup with PHP on Mac, which is really helpful. Just curious what developers are using. No, that's all right, Chris. Yeah, Docker's a good one to learn. Docker's definitely a good one to learn. We're actually kind of transitioning off of a lot of what we use, because we're definitely switching from AWS to Google Cloud. Definitely saving us quite a bit of money. And what is it called? Kubernetes is actually Kubernetes or Kubernetes on Google is really cool. Our systems engineers set up a lot of really cool monitoring stuff on there. So even like, you know, I just do a lot of the UI stuff, but even I can hop on there and understand, like, what I care about is looking at the kind of just the statistics for all the front end stuff, how fast it really is loading, how quickly our assets are loading. But Kubernetes is a really cool tool. Usage really depends on what team you end up working on and what industry team's products. Yeah. That's what I was saying. I don't know if I speak for all developers, but I would definitely look at the job application, or not the job applications, the job postings, and just see what the companies are kind of hoping you've used a little bit. You're not liking Jenkins. Why not? I think for the Google events here, let me go ahead and post it. But I think for the Google events, I'm going to switch back to OBS, because I think you can still set it up with OBS. It mentions kind of like a quick, easy setup as Google Hangouts. So I want to try it at least once. All right, let me go ahead and post the link that you sent, Deb. Continuous integration in Jenkins has been time consuming. Yeah. I mean, you probably do. You know, as a UI guy, usually the software engineers are the people who usually will spend a lot of time with Jenkins and kind of hashing out anything and debugging stuff, like why something wasn't deployed to one of our VMs to be tested on and stuff like that. Like, I'm starting to learn a little bit more about kind of just, you know, just seeing some of the common errors that pop up and being able to solve them. A lot of what I can solve are usually like all of the unit and integration tests that we have built in that I just, because our tests, it's interesting because our tests can take a very long time to run. And so to reduce the time, instead of running all of these tests every single time we want to deploy to a VM, and then when we want to update that VM, we don't need it to take 2 hours to solidify. So we deactivated tests at a lot of points in our process. And so a lot of the errors I get are I broke a test and I forgot to run my unit tests locally. But yeah, Jenkins is a beast of its own. Oh, okay, cool. Thanks, Dev. In fact, I think that's why I've been sticking with Heroku for a lot of the automation stuff, so I could just focus on coding. Let me go ahead and type this in real quick. All right, so I'm going to hang out for about 15 more minutes. And I want to do this a few more times too on YouTube, but I feel like a lot of our audience is on Twitch. So maybe half an hour or something like that before our normal Twitch streams, just to see if it picks up and anybody brings any questions. All right. But yeah, I think that's why I use Heroku, so I could just focus on coding. Just makes things easy. Yeah, I've been doing everything myself, front end, back end, DevOps, going on a year and a half. I'd rather use CodeShip than Jenkins. So why don't you? Are you? Yeah, I'm just kind of curious if you're not really liking Jenkins and you're kind of doing everything, why not switch to something else? Thanks, Dev. Yeah, so usually 4 p.m. Every other Saturday. Oh, I gotta connect the power cord. Usually 4 p.m. every Saturday, Central Time, we'll pop on Twitch and do a live stream. Do you do it for your position at work, for your full-time job? You like to know what developers are using and doing? You should pop on Twitch, ask similar questions and specify the question to chat. Just kind of say you want to get a feel for what other developers are doing if people in chat wouldn't mind pitching in. Keep in mind, a lot of our audience, we have a lot of aspiring developers. So we definitely have more developers that aren't working full-time at the moment than we do. I don't know how to phrase the rest of that. Then we do have working full-time. Sure, sounds good. Feel free to bring any questions in. Good way to connect. Yeah, yeah, definitely. Definitely. I think that's why a few of the senior developers that come to our Twitch channel, they show up because they kind of just want to see what junior developers are exploring and what's in the industry and stuff like that. All right, well, I'll give this about, I guess, 5 more minutes. See if people come into the YouTube and chat. That just gives me a little bit of extra break and setup for Twitch. But Dev, yeah, actually, I'll touch base with you after the Twitch stream. I don't know if you want to do that tonight or tomorrow, but I can do that tonight. Kind of have a lot of ideas too. A lot of ideas with what I want to do. And I've actually been consistently posting a video once every 3 days on YouTube. And we're going to start tossing out some of the basic algorithm stuff. Just what we used to do, Code Wars. I think before I went to full stack, people seem to enjoy those. So I think there's going to be a video coming up the 3rd and the 6th that are 2 Code Wars problems. I'm going to see if people are interested in those. You just been working your own? I just noticed you can set a category. It says category gaming right now under the text you set up. Really? Oh, man. Oh, it does. It says category gaming. Yeah, I kind of butchered this live event, didn't I? It doesn't give me the option to choose a category. It really doesn't. What? Let's go advanced. Oh, yeah, it does. What do you know? Education, science and technology. Let's go education. You're right. That's a good call. Oh, you can actually post 360 videos. That's crazy. What the hell? All right, let me go back because I think I lost my chat. All right, sorry if I missed any chat. Just repeat the questions because I don't think it's going to load up all the questions. Oh yeah, it will. Cool. Not working for anyone, just building my portfolio full of. So what position are you going for right now? Or are you just interested in freelancing or learning for the hell of learning? What are you learning all this for? Are you applying for full-time positions in your area? It's a nice day out. It's gonna get dark soon. I still can't get used to it getting dark so easily. Personal use. Oh, okay. So I guess what's the purpose? Why are you learning right now? Are you learning it with like an end goal in mind? Or are you literally just learning it because you want to get personal projects up for people to use? Because most people that come into our channel, they they're trying to get a full-time position, so they're learning these languages and creating these apps to get employers to notice them. And, is that kind of like the reasoning behind it, or are you just learning because you want to get some ideas up and running? You love programming? Okay, it sounds like you're just learning for the hell of it because you like doing it. That's interesting. Yeah, we if you see a lot of our past broadcasts, you can find them on YouTube or Twitch, more on YouTube, but a lot of them are with Node, JS, and React. We've done a lot of React stuff. Winter has hit hard in my area. It's been freezing all day. Have you gotten snow yet, Dev? Couple of goals? Oh yeah. Oh, I see where the links are. That's cool. Okay. Learning a little bit more. I don't think I'm going to do Google Hangouts again. I'll probably hook it up with OBS. Let me turn my music on. What I did for these live Q&As, I actually, I'm not playing any music or anything like that. I'm not sure if music's a good. Sorry, we're gonna have our first meetup in Chicago for like developer mentorship program. Some people like, I don't know. I try to explain why it's not a good fit, and I'll like reject the request, and then they'll just apply again. I don't know. But no, I'm actually really excited. So I actually went through all of the requests, which took a long time because I wanted to send a message to each individual. But I approved about 44 people in our meetup. And it's, it's not that I'm going to be mean to everyone else, but I think like a lot of people join meetups and they want like this big networking event. That's kind of their goal. And so with the mentorship program, it's, there's not going to be a lot of networking. It's literally going to be me in some coffee shop saying, "Hey, stop by, show me your projects. Let's talk about how the job process is going." I'm not going to have water for them. I'm not going to have, So it's a little bit of a different meetup. So I had to kind of just go through and get a feel for what people wanted out of it. Reject some that weren't a good fit for it, but some people are persistent. Oh, you're from Chicago? No kidding. You prefer to go back end, way cleaner. I like that. I always like hearing why people stuck with back end versus front end, and why people stuck with front end versus back end. But I've heard quite a bit of that. It's like it gets messy with all the browser stuff on the front end. It's really messy. Makes sense. So you've been learning Go and Node.js. Might even be worth kind of sticking with one language and get pretty good with it. So, I mean, if you're trying to learn JavaScript, stick with JavaScript for a while. What kind of apps have you built so far? Yeah, fog, snow, and rain. That's terrible. I hate rain when it's like right above freezing temperatures. It's so, oh man, it's so just annoying. It's so cold. It's just ready to freeze, and you can feel it with every single drop that hits you. It's like, this is awful. So do you live in Chicago right now, or are you just from Chicago? Yeah, I just moved to Chicago actually for this position. But yeah, Dev, I think we're gonna have our meetup on Tuesday, let people vote and stuff, and I think we got a preference for Tuesday, which works really well because it's going to be Tuesday or Thursday. Going to be right after work. Oh shoot! I gotta bump the time up just a little bit. Forgot. Oh, damn. So we were going to do it at 6, but I talked to my boss. I'm going to do all my workouts during lunch, so I'm going to take a 2-hour lunch and just stay later. Sorry, it's just a thought that occurred to me that I got to deal with. So our first one's probably going to be 6:30 on Tuesday, and then yeah, I'm actually really excited for it. Really excited to meet all these people. We'll see. I'll probably do an RSVP thing, but I think they say about like 50% of free meetups, like people show for. So paid, the percentage is a little bit higher. Curious to see it. Yeah, I know. Me too. Me too. Even if it's just, what I'm actually afraid of is when all these people started applying, I'm like, crap, it's just going to be me in a coffee shop. Like, if 10 people show up, like, we're going to like hog, half the place. Like, it's going to be awkward. It's not really like an environment to invite a bunch of people. You almost want to just rent out a room somewhere. But I'm really hoping that's not the case. I only got about 10 people that voted for the Times, so I don't think it'll be that much. We'll see, though. I'm pretty excited. Actually, I'm out of state right now. Are you? What kind of apps have you built, Chris? And Dev, are you currently, what time is it for you right now? Is it really late for you right now? Are you, I'm sorry, I forgot where the business was, but are you with family and everything right now? Or are you at the new center for your business? Meaning it's probably like, I don't know, 10 o'clock for you or something like that? Blogs, e-commerce, microblogs, chats. It sounds like you definitely want to get into back end. So that makes sense that you're a little bit interested in the DevOps stuff. Microblog. Oh, I got a question for you. That's interesting. What's a microblog? Sure, no, yeah, these are, you're just learning. So it makes sense. I mean, an e-commerce platform is a pretty big thing to build for one of your first applications. But what is a microblog? Because I've had this, one thing I've kind of decided is I'd rather create video. I'd rather create video than write a blog post. It's just, every time I think about writing, no excitement comes from it. But when I think about creating videos and tutorials through videos, I get excited about that. And so that's something I could probably pursue and be consistent with without really falling off the bandwagon, and kind of, because I want to try to do a video every 3 days. I'm going to try it for about a month or two. I think I set it for like by the end of the year. Let's try it until the end of the year. One video every 3 days, see how I like it, and then adjust from there. So no matter what, I'm going to do it, and then I'll see if I need to adjust when the new year comes. But I don't want to create like big blog posts. I was thinking about mini blog posts that kind of tackle very specific problems. Hey, Harold, how's it going? It's 10:30. I'm still at the office since M&S Center with the family, so I had no reason I have to stay and enjoy the peace. All right, so it is pretty late with you. So maybe Yeah, if you wanted to, it's probably going to be too late after the stream because I probably want to go work out and everything. But if you even want to like hop on tomorrow, or we could wait till the following weekend, we could do it earlier in the day tomorrow for you. Microblog is a social network like Twitter. People blog short posts. Interesting. Because I was thinking about converting something we already have to more micro posts. I kind of just like, we could do this with CSS, but the idea I had was creating like a bunch of, I don't know, commands to get comfortable with Git. Like I have this giant Git cheat sheet. And so I found myself constantly like asking questions when I was trying to learn Git stuff. And I don't know, I think it'd be useful to, even if it's just for myself, to be able to like search for the question and then have like a little command line snippet of how to solve something. Like previous problem was, you know, how to undo merges that you've already pushed, stuff like that. But that would just require like little mini blog posts to answer. Yeah, tomorrow would be perfect. I'll be on all day. All right, cool. Yeah, we could definitely do that. Hop on for an hour or two, and we'll touch base. And I'll definitely update you with how the meetup goes. I'm really excited to see how that goes. Are you aiming to apply for a full-time position, Chris? All right, cool. I'll probably give it a couple more minutes. I'll get a little extra break before our Twitch stream, but in a bit, we are going to go offline very soon. And then if you want to continue asking questions, our main stream is going to be on twitch.tv/downthedeveloper. Feel free to join us there. Part-time. Okay, you're looking for a part-time developer position. That's interesting. I think those are a little bit more scarce, but if you're creative in the job titles that you're looking for, you might even consider contract work. Want to start? Oh, okay. So you're looking to get into freelancing. Okay, that makes sense. That makes a lot of sense. That's that's definitely a whole lot more learning than just getting a full-time development position. But it's certainly a rewarding one if you kind of have those entrepreneurship tendencies. I think that's something I would have really enjoyed doing if I had the financial backing to kind of let my business build up over the next few years or something like that. I know it's something I would enjoy doing. It takes a long time. So I think that's why I'm kind of building up this community quite a bit on the side, because I think there was one time where I considered streaming almost full time on Twitch and just kind of building up the followers and the audience and being able to do contract work here and there to make ends meet. But it takes so much time. Cryptocurrency invest. I'm currently listening to some investment audiobooks to try to get a little bit more comfortable with investing. I have a lot of college debt. I think the reason why I've kind of completely shut off the idea of investing is because I want to be debt free and not be charged all this ridiculous interest. So I'm kind of just building up a savings and paying off debt. And once I'm debt free, I feel like then that's the opportunity to start investing. But I don't really know what I'm doing with investments. So that's why I know how to pay off debt. I know how to build up the savings. So that's what I'm doing right now. God. College. If I would have known what I wanted to do and how it's so easy to like sit on college loans and just especially when you get the experience to go to a university and enjoy that. Remember, tax avoidance isn't tax evasion. YouTube has a K. See, I don't really know much about like even little stuff like I just donated like a bag of clothes, and I got this lady. She just gave me this little slip of, you know, you could report this on taxes. She didn't fill out the amount or anything like that. She literally just took my bag and gave me. It was I think for some autism program in Chicago, but I'm probably not even gonna mess with that and like write it off on taxes, because I feel like if I don't know what I'm doing and I put like $1 off, I feel like I don't know. I don't want to deal with the IRS. It's probably like an exaggeration, but I don't know much about taxes or anything like that, so I've been avoiding it. Interest is 6.1%, and you get for college loans. Interesting. I think our government loans, my government loans sit at about 3%, and then the private loans sit at about anywhere from 8 to 10% for college loans. So they're they're pretty expensive. 10% is pretty high for a really hefty loan. I was naive in college with money. Yeah, I think a lot of us were. You know, it could have been worse. You know, you could have dropped out, not really gotten anything out of it, like no degree whatsoever, too. So I had a G-bill and still took loans. Worst mistake. Yeah, but I'm guessing you didn't have to take nearly as many as most do, which can be a good thing. So, I mean, my buddy came, or my cousin came out of the Navy, and he got a lot of assistance with when he went to college. It's funny because a lot of people that come out of military, they get a lot of assistance, and I mean, my family, he just went to college because they were paying his bills, but he wasn't really receiving any money if he didn't go to college. So the solution was to go to college so they could pay off his rent and stuff like that. It's like 1.1% during university, but goes up when you graduate. So the university loan itself starts at 1.1 and then starts to increase as you get further away from graduating, or even when you graduate. So, oh, I'm guessing it like builds up while you're in university and then gets higher by the time you graduate. 20K living in Chicago is why I took loans. Yeah, Chicago is so expensive. I could not. I probably didn't shop around when I was very desperate. I could not find a decent apartment for under 1,500. I think there was some for 1,400, even closer to downtown. But Chicago's expensive. The IRS, not cool to deal with. See, SEC. What's the SEC? Yeah, 20K is recoverable. 20K. I mean, I know it seems like a lot, but to me, that's relatively smaller because I had no government assistance whatsoever. I just put everything from university. It's like university cost me about 20,000 a year. It builds up very quickly, very quickly. Tuition, then you can apply for living costs. I don't know. So 3.6K euros. What? Yeah, I don't really know how much that is in comparison to US dollars. No matter what your family makes. Interesting. Compared to rich people. Is 8.5K, how much is that in US dollars? Which is 9,000 a year. Securities and Exchange Commissions for Stock Trading, ETC regulations. Oh, something I've definitely not gotten into. I think I remember from cool that studying in the UK wasn't nearly as. It definitely is not nearly as expensive in UK, and I'm sure most of Europe. Up north near Wisconsin borders. Oh yeah, very cheap. But would you ever, Chris? Would you ever work like downtown Chicago and live all the way up there? Because I used to live right by Gurney. It was not Lindenhurst. It was like a town right by Lindenhurst, but it was really close to the Wisconsin border. But I also worked in Lindenhurst, so yeah, I don't know if I could see myself traveling all the way from up there all the way to downtown. That it would kill so much of your day. That's why I actually lived in Indiana before I moved to Chicago. I didn't want to, or that's why I decided to move into Chicago and just pay a lot of extra money, because it just, my time is worth a little bit more than that. So, but now that I look back at it, I actually had a nice long train ride to do a lot of coding. Whereas now I take the bus to work and it's really crowded. Good luck getting a seat. So good luck pulling out your laptop and getting any work done. Really easy to do it on the way home, because the bus, like, it hits my work and I'm one of the first people to get on. And then, but coming to work, bus is pretty filled. That's why I got these, I got my first wireless headset with noise cancellation. They're really cool. They're a pair of Bossy, a pair of, I don't know what I'm trying to say with that. They're Bossy headphones, and they have this really cool active noise cancellation that I've never had before. And it silences the world around you, and it's beautiful. So I can actually focus without people on their cell phones and stuff like that on the bus. So I bought a lot of Udemy courses, so I'll listen to those on the bus, but I don't get to code a whole lot on the bus anymore. They scrap grants, so for poor people, the repayments have gone up around 35%, so it's gotten more expensive the last 2 years. You're talking about 35% interest? That's ridiculous. How do you even pay that off when you first get out? You worked by Great Lakes? You were in the Marines, okay. I was stationed there for a year, Gurney Great Lakes area, the Great Lakes Naval Base. I know what you're talking about. I know exactly what you're talking about. I'm pretty sure, because I had an employee there, that it was like an entire family that was in the military. God, I should remember my employees' names. It's been a long time, but I think she was like a recruiter or something like that. I don't know, but she also was a lifeguard for me. But she talked about a base near the area, and that's what I'm thinking of when you mention that. So I feel like I know what you're talking about, base that you're talking about. My girlfriend just got back from the U.S. today, actually. She has his family just outside Philly, no kidding. So wow, that's got to be kind of rough having family all the way across the world. Bossy SoundLink? It's not, is it the SoundLink? It's the quiet, I don't know if it's SoundLink. It's the Bossy 35. Like Bossy 35 Quiet Comfort headset. From what I've read with the reviews, they are known for the active noise cancellation. So that's why I got them. They're really, really good with it. And for a wireless headset, the quality is really good too. But it was expensive, but definitely worth the money. You don't need to repay until you earn 21K, and then it's 9% of your income. Is it 9% before or after taxes? Yeah, QC35s. I almost bought the 25s, but there was a reason why I didn't. And I think it was because like the $200 ones weren't compatible. You had to get like a headset for Android specifically or for iOS specifically, or it had like mic issues when you did it wireless with one or the other. I don't remember exactly why, but yeah, I'm like, screw it. I really need a headset. I want a headset to last me for a long time. So I got the best version that they had. And it's definitely worth the money. I actually have semi-noisy neighbors. They don't blow their bass up anymore, but they're college kids, so they're noisy. But it drowns all of that out. Like that's actually, as funny as I'm actually using my Mac microphone. So this headset isn't even set up for this stream, but it quiets everyone else around me. So when I stream, I don't lose focus anymore because I hear people shouting in the hallway or something like that. So that's why I wear these. Yeah, they're really expensive, but to me, they've been worth the money so far. They have this really weird thing with the mic, though, where it basically it tries to do this active noise cancellation with your mic. So when you're in a call, you don't get all that background noise. But every time that activates, like I can hear my own voice. And what the active noise cancellation, I think, does is it literally plays like opposite sounds of your environment and so like it already, like the way the headset is built, it wraps around your ears and it reduces the sound, but it also will detect the sound coming in and play like this this opposite sound to you that like kind of like cancels out the noise coming in. It's really clever how it happens, but so it'll basically play something and it just cancels out all the noise. You don't hear anything, or you perceive not to hear anything. But when it does it for the mic, I can like hear it. It's almost like the active noise cancellation is off, and I hear this weird tone that's trying to cancel out the environmental noise, but I hear the tone that normally you wouldn't hear. And then like I can almost hear my own voice. So like the mic part of it is really weird. I don't know if I have to adjust the settings for it, but as far as listening goes, I absolutely love it. I gotta get used to the mic and how it works. So before, I guess, it's taken as tax, so you never see the money. Oh, you can't not pay it unless you're self-employed. So, oh, okay. So I'm assuming it's before tax, and then you're gonna get taxed on your. I'm assuming, yeah, it's taken out with the taxes, and then I would hope that it's taken out before your income gets taxed, and then it subtracts the income that's going to get taxed, and then you receive your income after tax. I would hope it would that's where it is in that process, but maybe it's like after your full income is taxed and then it takes more money out of your after-tax income. That would be a pain in the butt. Do you know anything about the blockchain? I'm curious about blockchain developers. I've never heard of that phrase whatsoever. What is it? Takes time to get used to. I'm gonna grab a bite before you start the Twitch stream. I'll be back in a bit or on Twitch. Okay, sounds good, Deb. So we're joining us on here. It's a shame the offer expired, but Udemy had a free blockchain programming course. I'll have to look that up. I don't know what blockchain programming is. Back to 180. It'll go down again. Yeah, Udemy gives huge discounts. They just did a Black Friday one. They also had a deal a couple weeks before that. That's the deal I took advantage of. I bought way too many courses for my own good. I'm going through 3 courses at a time. That seems to be my limit where I can still focus on everything. And I like actually bouncing from like video to video. So like I have a YouTube course I'm going through, and I'll watch a video on that. Then I'll watch a video on a UX course I'm going through. Then I'll watch a video on a React course I'm going through. And then I'll cycle through and go through that again. And actually, like if I'm just listening to 4 or 5 videos all at once on one topic, I start to lose focus. And this like cycling through this helps me not lose focus, so I retain it. Check out Ethereum. Look it up. I'll have to do that after the stream. All right, cool. Well, anyways, thanks for joining us, Harold and Chris. What I'm going to do now is I'm going to grab a quick bite to eat, and then we're going to stream on Twitch. So I want to continue trying to do these YouTube streams and just, touch base with anyone that wants to join. We did it on Google Hangouts this time, so I'm not a huge fan. I'd rather use OBS, but we're going to hop on Twitch at 4, so in about 15 minutes. And if you want to follow us on there, it's just twitch.tv/Don the Developer. If you just Google it, I'm sure you'll get the link as well. Let's type it in anyways. Twitch.tv, Don the Developer. And then we're going to go ahead and continue our main Q&A on there. So feel free to bring any questions you have, anything like that. It's also a good opportunity just to hear and listen to a lot of the answers that I'm going to give for all these other questions that you maybe had in the back of your head you just didn't think of or anything like that. All right, cool. Sounds good. I'll see you later, Chris and Harold. Thanks for joining us.